Hello everyone, this is Sudhanshu Saurav, and this is my first task from the Sparks Foundation Graduate Rotational Internship Program of the domain Data Science and Business Analytics. In this first task, I have to predict the percentage of student based on the number of his or her study hours using some of the supervised machine learning algorithms. So you can see here the Sparks Foundation and my name and the batch in which I am included have been listed, and there are the important libraries which I have to include to run this particular program, and then I have loaded the data using this particular URL. You can see here. Then I've used pandas read CSV to read all of the data and just printed all of the data here. So you can see that all of the data are listed here, the number of hours and the scores which that student get. Then I've just used dot shape function from this numpy array to just count the number of rows and number of columns. Then used data.head to print some of the head data and then tail data, and then used describe function to show some of the data. Okay, then I've just plotted the figure size of 15 comma 10, and then plotted some of the points of data hours versus the data scores, and all given the font size 24, and color has been given, and the x-axis has been printed as hour studied and y-axis as percentage scores. Then plt show for plotting this whole data. All right, so after that I've just did some of the uh, some of the part in which I have used the drop function to convert this particular data into single columns so that I can do my further part for this test part. So basically I included the sklearn model selection and test the data, basically trained the data to test my further data. So after that I've just imported the linear regression and then passed the required parameters into the fit function, and after that I've just plotted the linear regression line so that you can see that how my predictions will work. And after that I've just plotted that line and the particular points on this particular graph, and after that started some of the predictions. So just for sake I've just uses the X test prediction, so you can see that here number of hours has been given and the number of scores, and I've just predicted it as 20 as 16, then 27 as 33.73, and 69 as 75, then 26, 62 as 60. So all of these have been predicted. Similarly, the task was to predict for a student who studied 9.25 hours. So I've just passed that particular number of parameter into that regression.predict, and you can see here all of the metrics and absolute mean. Yeah, you can do that here and change this as, okay, let's give a colon, sorry, uh, yeah, delete. Okay, yeah, then now that's fine. Let's just run it. And lastly, okay, I'm getting an error. This is y test is not defined. Y test is not defined. Okay, so there was an error that this was my earlier program. I have to run it from the start once for once. Okay, so run it, then again run it. So then again run it. Yeah, so data imported, then the shape, then head, okay, then tail, and then describe function I've run. Okay, now just plot the graph. Yeah, okay, plotted. Then okay, now train the data. Yeah, trained. Then training complete. Okay, now just plot the regression line, then linear predicted. Okay, now run it. Okay, so name regression is not defined. Yeah, okay, so just I have changed this particular variable here. I've just given it name as a lin underscore reg, that is linear regression. So I have to give that and then run it. So yeah, you can see that it is predicting, and after that finally, yeah, it is giving me the right output of mean absolute error. So that is the conclusion, that I got 93.691 as the predicted score for the student who studied for 9.25 hours, and with mean absolute values with mean error of as 4.18. So this was my first task. Thank you for your patience for listening me out, and I hope I've completed the first task correctly, and hoping for my certificate soon. Thank you very much.